Welcome, welcome. Welcome to each and every one of you. It's so amazing to see your beautiful faces. Welcome back from our spring break, and a huge warm welcome to our newest member joining us all the way from South Africa. Yay! We're so thrilled you are here. You are joining your highly sensitive leadership journey at the exact right time. You're going to see lots of hand movements, which will start to make sense to you. It's a part of how we stay connected as a virtual community, but this is a round of applause, and we are just giving you some love and so thrilled that you are here. And again, beginning your most powerful and important highly sensitive leadership journey. We are here today to focus on the post-pandemic happiness advantage, part 3, spiritual. I was recently taking a walk with a friend, and she said a phrase that really struck me. She said, "We are in a frenetic time." And that really struck me because over the past 3 years, there's been so much talk here as a Business Miracles community about being in exceptional times. And I appreciated the phrase frenetic time as a description of this particular phase of these exceptional times. The way that I've thought about it since she said that phrase is pre-pandemic, as a global community, as a global culture, many ways we were asleep at the wheel, very complacent. We were forced into exceptional times, which really woke people up in many ways, individually, collectively, and now that sleeper disconnect of pre-pandemic has shifted into this frenetic disconnect of post-pandemic. Sharing all of this as the reason why we have been focusing on, specifically what we have been focusing on over these past weeks in our weekly training roundtable sessions, always to support us in operating optimally as highly sensitives, but particularly at this time, this frenetic time, this particular period, this particular 4Q intuitive plan. Over these past weeks, we have focused on the need for drama theory. We have focused on cultivating true worth to create true wealth. We've focused on the post-pandemic happiness advantage Part 1, financial, and the post-pandemic happiness advantage, Part 2, relational, all to support us in not buying into the fray of these frenetic times, but instead to be able to remain grounded, to be able to remain fiercely focused, and to support us, again, in operating optimally as highly sensitives, financially, relationally, and spiritually. A brief recap of Happiness Advantage Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1, financial. The Happiness Advantage is a psychology theory that draws a connection between personal happiness and professional success. This idea proposes that the happier people are, the more successful they'll be. We particularly looked at the drama triangle and the empowerment triangle. And I'm going to ask the team to bring up the drama triangle as a reminder that also as part of Happiness Advantage, Part 1, financial, we talked about the Tetris effect. The Tetris effect, according to the research of the Happiness Advantage, states that if you view the world through the same pattern for too long, your brain keeps that pattern even if it's not working for you. It's an opportunity here and now as part of our weekly training roundtables to check in. Am I stuck in a pattern of persecutor? I blame you. I feel shame. Are you stuck in a pattern of rescuer? I am obligated. I am stuck in resentment. Are you caught in a pattern of victimhood? I can't. Committed to the story of stuck and feeling guilty about it. Thank you to the team for the share. We also then spoke about the empowerment triangle and how the drama triangle shifts into the empowerment triangle if you choose. We specifically spoke about the challenger as part of the empowerment triangle. A reminder that the challenger is the positive alternative to the persecutor. In relationships to others, a challenger consciously builds others up. Write that down. A challenger consciously builds others up, encouraging them to also learn and grow despite difficult situations. Challengers are catalysts for learning and are willing to stand for the vision even when others do not. Write that down. Willing to stand for the vision even when others do not. Rather than criticizing or blaming, a challenger inspires others to reach for the highest good of all involved. And a challenger is willing to shake things up and go to the heart of the matter. Challengers are sometimes called the truth tellers in service to outcomes and the co-creators with whom they interact. As highly sensitive entrepreneurs, as highly sensitive leaders, we are called into this space of challenger for others and challenger for self. So according to the happiness advantage, our challenges are our key to happiness. What? Let's write that down. Our challenges are our key to happiness. The happiness advantage research shows that just a small amount of gratitude expressed consistently and differently will move a person who scores in the lowest percentile of pessimism, like the most pessimistic you could possibly be. Just engaging in a gratitude expression daily for 21 days will move that ultimately pessimistic person into the lowest percentile of optimism. We then looked at happiness advantage part 2, relational, where we really tuned into the key concept from happiness advantage research that happiness is a team sport. Write that down. And again, 2 significant happiness tools to support showing up in a space of happiness as a team sport. Gratitude, consistently, differently, specifically. We connected that to the Business Miracles tool of daily 5 yays. And many members have begun tracking those 5 yays on the forum for 21 days. We also spoke about the power of journaling that creates sufficient cognitive diffusion. Cognitive diffusion, write that phrase down. Cognitive diffusion, which means looking at thoughts rather than being in them, to create the separation needed to accept our feelings and commit to the changes we need to make. You often hear me say to feel our feelings without becoming them. Cognitive diffusion. Using energy management tools as taught in your orientation trainings of scripting, the belief transformation tool, auto writing, and the order form to the universe. Today's weekly training roundtable, the happiness advantage part 3, spiritual. So I'll take a deep breath in and let it out. No surprise, I'm going to share the definition of spiritual with you. The definition of spiritual, relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. And I'll share that again. The definition of spiritual, relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. As highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders, one of the top 12 strengths that I have identified that we possess is the strength of being deeply spiritual by nature. Write that down. we hold the strength of being deeply spiritual by nature. Early on in my work in service to highly sensitive entrepreneurs, I connected with a member of Dr. Elaine Aron's team, and we had a very interesting conversation about this. Her hypothesis, as from Dr. Aron's work, was that highly sensitives were not deeply spiritual by nature, but they turned to spirituality as a form of soothing. I countered that by saying, if a highly sensitive commits to training their nervous system to operate optimally, they are able to tap into the power of spirit, according to the definition that I just shared, in service to being that challenger for themselves and others. So you can choose to use being spiritual as a way to isolate and soothe, or you can choose to accelerate positive change by joining forces with like minds. Joining forces with like minds. Early on in my studies of thought leadership, a quote by Louise Hay has always stayed with me. She said, "What you think is who you are like-minded with. Do you beat yourself up, or do you build yourself up?"